Jacob Pronounsky rightly said, "Man is unique not because he does science, neither is he unique because he does art, but because science and art equally are expressions of his marvelous plasticity of mind." A very good morning to one and all present here. I am truly pleased to welcome you to the Science and Art Week Assembly. Every morning brings us new thoughts, new words, new strength, and endless possibilities. So, to enlighten us and brighten our morning, let's invoke the blessings of Almighty, followed by Thought of the Day.
ॐ आदिदेवं नमस्तुभ्यं प्रसीद मम भास्करां दिवाकर नमस्तुभ्यं प्रभाकर नमोऽस्तु ते सप्ताश्वरथमारूढं प्रचण्डं कश्यपात्मजं श्वेतपद्माधरं देवं त्वं सूर्यं प्रणम्यामहं त्रैगुण्यं च महाशूरं ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश्वरा महापापहरं देवं त्वं सूर्यं प्रणम्यामहम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Good morning, everyone. The thought of the day is, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow know what you want to become. I repeat, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow know what you want to become. By Steve Jobs.
The world of reality has its limits, but the world of creativity is boundless. As part of the Science and Visual Arts Week, an inter-house post-MK competition for grades 7 and 8 was conducted on the 5th of July 2021. The topic given on the spot was a quote by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. "I had a sparrow as a pet. It flew away one day. Then I had a squirrel. It ran away. Then I planted a tree and they both came back." This quotation was chosen to commemorate his death anniversary, which is on the 27th of July. Let's look at a quick video showcasing the conduct of the competition and the work of young, scintillating students.
पत्ते पानी पेड़ जंगल सब्ज सोना है, हवाएं पत्ते पानी पेड़ जंगल सब्ज सोना है। अगर तुम हो तो इतना ही जरूरी इनका होना है। हवाएं मैली मत करना कि जब तुम सांस लोगे, ये दम वापस नहीं आएगा जब तुम खांस लोगे। हवाएं मैली मत करना कि जब तुम सांस लोगे, ये दम वापस नहीं आएगा जब तुम खांस लोगे। उगाओ जिंदगी हर याद रखो दिल को बोना है। सोना है।
Congratulations to the winners. There is no difference between science and art when it comes to creativeness, productiveness, conclusions, and formulations. The art and science of asking questions is the source of all knowledge. Keeping that in mind, brace yourself for the Interhouse quiz of grade 9, 10th, and 11th, conducted on Teams on the 5th of July 2021. I would like to remind the participants from the Arctic, Atlantic, Indian, and Pacific House to gear up for the same and give a tough fight.
In a world divided, it has become a common belief that the huge difference between art and science means that these two extremes are not to be mixed with anything else. However, in some cases, if you were to take a closer look, you might find this isn't actually the case. Science and art are the very nature of human attempts to understand and describe the world around us. Though these subjects and methods have different traditions and the intended audiences are different, in many cases, their basic motivations and goals are fundamentally the same.
Good morning to each and everyone present here. This pleasant morning, we have gathered for the Science and Fine Arts Week Inter-House Quiz. Today, I, Dia Bhatnagar, along with Aryan Sethi, will be the quiz masters.
Good morning, I am Vachal Banerjee and I will be the scorekeeper for today.
For today's quiz, we will have one representative for each house from each of the grades, which are grade 9, 10th, and 11th. Now I will request Dia to please narrate the rules of the quiz.
Here are the rules. We request you to not prompt the answer and maintain decorum. Each house will be asked one multiple choice question and will be given 30 seconds to answer. Each question will be of 10 marks and there will be no passing. After each round, there will be one bonus question that will be fastest fingers first. First person to raise their hand will get the chance to answer.
Without further ado, let's begin with round 1 for grade 9. I request all the participants to please introduce themselves, starting with Arctic House.
My name is Anvi Tuteja and I'm a part of the Arctic House.
Atlantic.
Hello everybody, I'm Prashant Chaturvedi representing the Atlantic House.
Indian.
My name is Rishika Dhar and I'm representing the Indian House.
And Pacific.
My name is Isha and I'm representing Arctic House.
Thank you, participants, and all the best. Let us start the quiz. Round 1 for grade 9. The first question for round 1 is for Anvi Tuteja from Arctic. Anvi, are we audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Let us begin. Please look at this video. Your question is: the motion of Earth in its orbit around the Sun is considered as an example of which type of motion? A. One-dimensional motion, B. Two-dimensional motion, C. Three-dimensional motion, or D. Four-dimensional motion. Your time begins now.
Is the answer four-dimensional motion?
Unfortunately, that's the incorrect answer. The answer is B. Two-dimensional motion. Moving on to the second question. This question is for Atlantic House. What is the chemical composition of the substance used in creating this wall art?
First option is CaSO4.H2O. Second option is CaSO4.2H2O. Third option is CaSO4.3/2H2O. The fourth option is CaSO4.1/2H2O. Your time starts now.
Is it One, the first option, CaSO4 into H2O.
I'm sorry, but that's the incorrect answer. The correct answer is fourth, CaSO4.1 by 2 H2O.
Moving on to the third question. Here is a picture. This question is for Rishika Dhar from Indian House. These two pictures are part of a series of small paintings of the stars and planets which Donato Creti painted as they appear through a telescope. The paintings record Galileo's discoveries. What is the main optical phenomenon, ignoring other low occurring phenomena, involved in Galileo's telescope? Option 1, interference. Option 2, diffraction. Option 3, refraction. And option 4, polarization.
Is the answer the third option?
That is the correct answer. It is C, refraction.
Moving on to the next question for the Pacific House. Have a look at this GIF. Question is, which type of chemical reaction takes place to produce such black and white images? Is it 1, thermal decomposition of lead nitrate? Number 2, photolytic decomposition of silver chloride? 3, electrolytic decomposition of sodium chloride? Or 4, thermal decomposition of lead chloride? Your time starts now.
Is the answer option 2, photolytic decomposition of silver chloride?
That's absolutely right. The answer is 2, photolytic decomposition of silver chloride.
Participants, it is time to pull up your socks because we now have the bonus round. First person to raise their hand can answer this question. Are you ready? Here we go. Look at this picture. This picture shows a Madhubani painting. Which type of colors are mostly used by Madhubani artists?
Anvi, you can answer. You're the first one to raise your hand. You've been recognized.
Warm colors.
Sorry, could you please repeat yourself?
Warm colors.
I'm sorry, that's the incorrect answer. Trishan,
Request you to be more specific about the origins of where these colors come from.
The origins of the color or like the names of the colors?
The origin.
Okay, I'm not aware.
Trishan, you raised your hand.
Are these natural colors made from flowers?
That is the correct answer. These are plant dyes and vegetable dyes that are made from both vegetables and flowers.
That concludes the round 1 for grade 9 students. Thank you, participants. We'll now move on to the second round. Let's move on to round 2, which is for grade 10. I request all the participants to please introduce themselves, starting with Arctic House.
I'm Mithil Delhi.
Atlantic.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Shreya Goyal, and I will be representing the Atlantic House.
Indian.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Navya Mehrotra, and I'll be representing Indian House.
And the Pacific House.
Manvi Nakra from Pacific.
Thank you, participants. So without further ado, let's begin with the quiz. Round 2, grade 10. Our first question is for Arctic House. Please look at this video. The question is, what name is given to the movement of colored solution in the scientific process used in this artwork? Option 1, turbulent flow. Option 2, compressible flow. Option 3, capillary action. And option 4, rotational flow. Your time starts now.
Yeah, so I will go with the fourth option, rotational flow.
Unfortunately, that is the incorrect answer. The answer is capillary action.
Let's move on to the next question. Please have a look at this. This is a question for the Atlantic House. What scientific phenomenon is being observed to create this piece of art? 1. Cavitation. 2. Levitation. 3. Cuvette flow. Or 4. Gravitation. The time starts now.
Is the answer gravitation?
That's absolutely right. The answer is gravitation.
Moving on to the third question for Indian House. Please look at this video. Question for you is, why is the food color not mixing with milk? Option 1, different nature of milk fat and water-based dye. Option 2, same nature of milk fat and water-based dye. Option 3, higher surface tension of water. Option 4, low viscosity of food color.
I think the answer should be different nature of milk fat and water-based dye.
That is the correct answer. The answer is different nature of milk fat and water-based dye.
Next question is for the Pacific House. Please have a look at this video. The question is, the artwork here is based on diffusion. Which among the following is also based on diffusion? Number 1, carbonization. Number 2, chillation. Number 3, catenation. Or 4, carburization. The time starts now.
I think the answer is 1, carbonization.
Unfortunately, that's the incorrect answer. The correct answer is carburization. Now we'll move on to the bonus question. In this round, all of you will have to raise your hand. The first person to raise their hand will be allowed to answer. Let's move on to the question. This is a video, please have a look at it. Serpent d'Ocean is a great giant sea serpent metal skeleton by artist Wang Yongping, situated off the shore of the Loire River, Nantes, and France. Which metal was used to make this? You can raise your hands if you know the answer. Yes, Manvi?
Aluminium?
That's the correct answer. The answer is aluminium. With that, we come to the conclusion of the second round for grade 10. I thank all the participants. Now we will move on to the next round for grade 11. Now we have our last and final round, which is our grade 11th round. I request all the participants to please introduce themselves, starting with Arctic.
My name is Rishabh Goel and I'm representing the Optic House.
Atlantic.
My name is Prisha Gupta from 11C and I'm representing Atlantic House.
Indian.
My name is Athar Ganju and I'm going to be representing the Indian House.
And the Pacific House.
Hi, my name is Tanish Kural and I'm representing the Pacific House.
All the best participants. Let us begin with the first question. We have Rishabh Goyal from Optic House. Are you ready, Rishabh?
I'm ready.
Okay, so the first question for you is, please look at this GIF. Question is, name the phenomenon that causes glow on beaches and ocean water. The first option is fluorescence, the second option is bioluminescence, the third option is phosphorescence, and the fourth option is incandescence.
Is it the second option, bioluminescence?
That is the correct answer. It is bioluminescence.
Now we have the second question. Please, Atlantic House, have a look at the GIF. The question is, in flipbooks, the image appears to be moving because of the phenomenon persistence of vision to create animations. The image in the eye remains for a particular time interval as the human brain perceives more than two images that are formed on the retina with a particular time period. What is this time period? Is it 1, 1/10 of a second, 2, 1/15 of a second, 3, 1/16 of a second, or 4, 1/17 of a second? Your time starts now.
Is it third option 1/16th of a second?
That is the absolutely right answer. The answer is 1/16 of a second.
Next question is for Indian House. Atharv, are we audible?
Yes, I'm ready.
Please look at this GIF. Soap bubble of colorless solution appears colored in the presence of white light. Name the phenomenon responsible for this. First option is the Zeeman effect. The second option, the Stark effect. The third option is the chromatic polarization. And fourth option is the interference of light.
Is it the interference of light?
That is the correct answer. The answer is for interference of light.
Now we move on to the next question, which is for the Pacific House. Please have a look at this. The question is, the working of a paint gun is based on which of the following principles? Is it 1, Bernoulli's principle, 2, Boyle's law, third, Faraday's law, or fourth, Archimedes' principle? Your time starts now.
Was it the first option, the Bernoulli principle?
Sorry, could you please be louder?
The first option.
That is the right answer. The first option, which is the Bernoulli's principle, is the right answer.
Now it's time for the bonus round. The question
Each
is,
person to raise a hand will be allowed to answer the question.
please look at this picture. The question is, what is the cause of stunning electric blue flames erupting from this volcano?
There are no options, so anyone who has the right answer can raise their hand. Yes, Prisha.
Is it because of the it's the presence of sulfur, high levels of sulfur?
Can you elaborate on that point, please?
There's a presence that is called active solfatara, which emits strong gases with high levels of sulfur.
That is the correct answer. It is mainly because of the combustion of sulfuric gases. The reason behind the blue flame is the presence of extremely high quantities of sulfuric gases that combust with the oxygen in air at temperatures above 360 degrees Celsius.
With that, we conclude our third round for 11th grade. We will shortly be back with the results. The following are the results of the quiz. First place with 40 points, we have the Atlantic House. In second place, we have a tie between the Indian House and the Pacific House with 30 points each. With that, we come to the end of the quiz. I wish all the participants the best of luck for all their future endeavors and congratulate all the winners. Thank you.
Now for some real treat to the eyes. Get ready to trick and tease your brain with some interesting student experimentation with art using scientific concepts. You have to agree this takes an intelligent mind, talent, and a lot of imagination.
Good morning everyone. My name is Preksha Gupta and today I'm going to be making an optical illusion. Optical illusions are one of the coolest things a human eye can see. It is safe to say that we've all had our minds blown at one time or another by an optical illusion. But how do you know what's going on there? In the most basic sense, optical illusions occur when a background pattern makes certain shapes and lines that appear to break, wrap, bend, and snake around in strange ways. There are many different types of optical illusions, the most common of which use colors, light, and patterns to create images that can be deceptive to our brains. The brain processes this misconception in different ways, gathering information from the eye and creating a perception that may not match the real image in reality. This phenomenon takes place because our brain is working hard to rightfully interpret what we see, but it is being tricked by whatever pattern or color combo is the image. In a nutshell, optical illusion tricks our brain to think we are seeing something that may not be real. Ways. While we may not know everything about why they occur, many scientists believe they come about from a glitch in our brain that does something strange when processing two-dimensional visual images, turning them into third-dimensional perceptions. I hope you liked it. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So today we are going to learn about the shadow art. Before we learn about what is a shadow art, we should know what is a shadow. So, a shadow is formed when a solid object blocks light from a hitting area. Any object can cast a shadow as long as there is a source of light, a solid object, and an area where the object can form its shadow. Now, as we know what is a shadow, we should know about the size of shadow. So, how it decreases and increases in size. So, actually, it is the distance between the source of light, the object, and of course, the screen where the shadow is being cast. So, now as we know what is a shadow and how is the shadow formed, let's know about the shadow art. So what it says that we use the shadow of objects to make our drawing. We need to do detailing in it but our outer structure is done by the shadow's help. So now I hope that you have learned what is a shadow and how to make a shadow art. Thank you so much.
Good morning everyone. My name is Sonakshi Tyagi. I'm from Sun City School, class 7F. Today I'm going to be making a cupid painting. So let's get started. Plants change their shape by changing the amount of water in them, resulting in swelling and shrinking of plant cells. Plant cells can change their shape with the help of cytoskeleton present in the cytoplasm in stress conditions. The movement of water out of cells is known as exomosis.
All good things must come to an end, but imagination is always an exception. But this brings us to the end of our assembly. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did putting it up for you. Thank you. I would request you all to please rise for the national anthem.